Welcome to another episode of Solitaire Quest. I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. And today we are reviewing some Studio Gibbli. We're reviewing the movie Only Yesterday. We're reviewing the movie Only Yesterday. Apparently this movie is based on a novel. And yeah, I wrote down let's get into it, folks. Yeah. I wrote my notebook. Already the art style is on point. So yeah, the movie takes place in 90s Japan. There's a girl going to the country. We find out there's a little girl going to the country, or there's a girl going to the countryside. She didn't get good grades, and she wants to go to the countryside. This is the narrator as a young kid, by the way. So yeah, wrote down my notebook. They just animate certain things in the scene, but the background is static. I just noticed that. So yeah, the woman gets teased. They go to the countryside and there is a massive bath. So yeah, we find out that the narrator is the little girl from the book. And yeah, they don't know how to cut the pineapple till they learn how to cut the pineapple. Oh, shit. Okay. So yeah. And yeah, the one guy, the father is smoking at the dinner table. And yeah, the woman says bananas are better, the better fruit. Now, me personally, I like bananas, but are bananas better than pineapples? In my opinion, I'd say the pineapple is it's sweeter and juicier than bananas. So I personally prefer pineapples over bananas, but I like bananas all the same. So yeah, we find this is historical. We find out that the Beatles they came to Japan. And yeah, the Beatles they should have stayed out of Japan because then it's like especially John Lennon he shouldn't have went for that Japanese puss. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, wrote down my notebook. This is a slice of life, I guess. So yeah, nothing supernatural has happened yet. So yeah, the kid hates pickles. And I wrote down my notebook. No mercy, spank that kid. And yeah. So yeah, we got more slice of life stuff intensifies as they talk about being a hall monitor in classroom. And the little girl is uptight about eating food. The narrator remembers stuff about her childhood. The kid likes another kid and the girl did it and wrote stuff on the wall. So yeah, the kids play baseball. There's a baseball game and the girl likes the guy. So yeah, the guy stares at the girl across the street and they awkwardly speak to each other. And there is some supernatural stuff that the kid flies up into the sky, but it's all just in her imagination. And yeah. So yeah, the girl is old now, and her fifth grade self is still following her for reasons I don't know why. I guess she's just young at heart. I wrote down my notebook, the art is so good, it's like there's a painting on my mini flat screen. So yeah, the elementary school drama intensifies. All the kids are cleaning the school. I found that to be weird because shouldn't there be a janitor doing all that? So yeah. The kid's caught a cold and has to sit out on class. The narrator girl is speaking about butterfly metaphors, and she needs a new way to fly. If you ask me, it's like get some drugs, lady. But get some drugs, get some good shit. If you ask me. So yeah. Guy misses the train and recognizes the girl from school. She thought he was a bag snatcher. So yeah, they get into the car and drive out and talk. They drive into the countryside. They almost crash. The farms are going through some tough times. So yeah, the farms are going through some tough times. And the guy got into farming. They finally get to the farm and have greetings. She works at the farm, and they're getting dye. Wrote down my notebook. The animation is crisp. And yeah. And she presses the flower petal. Apparently new flowers are blooming and whatnot. So yeah, she longs for the flower fields as I long for the mines. And yeah, she's having more flashbacks of the past. The kid needs a new shows. And yeah, they go for Chinese food in Japan, which I found that to be weird. Didn't know they did that in Japan. And yeah, the kid is pouty. The little girl has no shoes and she gets slapped and loses a button on her clothing. But she got slapped by her father. The woman is advocating for women to get hit every once and again. I wrote down my notebook. That's based. Not gonna lie. So yeah, they drive to a mountain and the view is awesome and they have a date, but it isn't a date. So yeah, the girl can't do math good in the past. The older sister is like, I can't help this girl. She is stupid. And yeah. The girl can hear them talk. In the future, the guy talks about organic farming. And she isn't into farming. There's a ski lift that go on. They view the nature and the guy goes into exposition on farming. She feels a connection to the farms. So yeah, they do more farming in the fields and she likes the farming. Did I mention I said the word farm a lot? So yeah, she gets to see real crows. So yeah, the teen girl likes track and field. When the woman waxes nostalgic about a play. There's a theater production at a university. They want her to be in the play. Alright, there we go. Yeah, she imagines some stuff. She stares at the father. The parents say no, and the kid is sad, and she can't tell her peers that she was considered for a play because reasons, I guess. And yeah, we got some more imagination sequences. In the present day, they are looking over a field. They remember a song. The woman is going to be leaving the farm. The old woman wants her to hook up with the guy. She thinks about staying at the farm, and it's starting to rain. She sees a little kid, and she sees the past. The guy shows up at the car. She confides in the guy that she saw him in the past, that she saw a vision of him in the past. I wrote down my notebook. Feelings. Apparently, he secretly liked her. In the flashback for the guy as a kid, she imitated him, but it was too little too late. It stopped raining. At this point in my notebook, I was getting frustrated at the story. I just wrote down, just fuck already. You know? It's like I watched this Studio Gibbli film, and yeah. I wrote down in my notebook, just fuck already. And yeah, they listen to some music on their nighttime drive. They imagine more farming. She goes back onto the train to return to Tokyo. And then the goddamn fucking credits. Excuse me a moment. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. A few things about this movie. It's like they have a whole romance. They have a whole freaking romance plot with the guy, and they don't fucking properly conclude the romance part. You know? They don't properly conclude the romance part. Okay, yeah. I have watched The Notebook. It is in one of my reviews. And in The Notebook, they actually conclude the romance to that plot. In this movie, they don't conclude the goddamn romance to the goddamn plot. So yeah, I got freaking blue-balled on that, you know? No freaking payoff for that plot. I don't know if there's a sequel, but it's like, it's still in the air whether or not they will get together. Personally, it's like, if they're gonna, personally, it's like they could have cut out all the scenes with the narrator girl as a little girl, and they could have focused on the story elements, on whether or not they get together. So yeah, a lot of environmental messaging about going back onto the farm, but that's just normal Hayao Miyazaki at this point. And yeah, the art style, it's like, the holy shit. It's like, I watched it on my mini flat screen, and yeah, it was like a goddamn painting was on my goddamn screen. So yeah, the art style is on point. But yeah, they don't even fucking conclude the freaking romance plot. They just leave it open-ended whether or not she actually goes back to the guy. And it's like, for fuck's sakes. plot-wise, they don't resolve the plot of this film. It's left open air and to interpretation. It's like they could have had the guy go back and find the girl in the city and all that jazz. Maybe had more exposition, but then that would have made this movie a 4-hour long movie. But yeah. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this movie. They don't resolve the romance plot, but other than the art style being on point, this movie, it's like the art style, it's doing heavy lifting. If I gave this movie a score out of 10, it would be a strong 6, and I say that with the caveat that the art style of this movie is doing the majority of the heavy lifting. Like, oh my god. Now I gotta go get my notebook that I threw. So yeah. So anyway, that's my review of this Studio Gibbli movie. I can't believe I actually wrote down in my notebook for a Studio Gibbli movie. It's like, just fuck already. Just fuck already. I can't believe I had to write that down for a Studio Gibbli film. Holy fucking shit. It's like, yeah, if you like art, if you like Studio Gibbli art, this movie is really good. But if you want an actual resolution to the plot, this movie leaves you freaking hanging. So yeah, that's my thought on this Studio Gibbli film. Anyway, I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if you disagree with me on this movie review, leave a comment Get back to me on that, all that jazz. And yeah, keep your sticks on the ice and your cards on the table. Peace out.